So let us systematize what we already know about спряжение. As I said, there are two of them in Russian language. Спряжение. Спряжение. And what is written here? Спряжение – это изменение глагола по лицам и числам. So I have read that this idea of face, the groups of pronouns, it is called person. It is clear. So if we said about them the first face, as I said in Russian, this word лицо, лицо, it means face. They will help us in changing verbs. It is important to know them because each of pronoun, each of this phrase has exact form of the verb. Then here I must add the idea of a polite form вы. Вы вежливо. Вежливая форма. Вежливая форма. Вежливая форма обращения. How to say it in English? Обращение. Address. Вежливая форма обращения. Is very important in Russian language. Polite form of address.
Polite form of address.
So it is the same as a collective address when we talk to many people. And what we are to systematize about the verbs, because we will use them with the three words, as I said, рука, ручка, and even рученька. No, when I like it so much to show this tender feeling. Then I will use this explanation as it is given in this table, first of all. So the first спряжение, the second спряжение, and what is this? It is according to these persons, these divisions, to the единственное, single, and множественное, plural, число. So singular is just one word in English. In Russian we are to say единственное число, where число it is noun, единственное it is adjective which describes which kind of noun it is. So it is единственное. It means that only one of something, and множественное a lot of something. I will give the same I will give the synonyms, not the synonyms, but the words with the same root. Единый, единственное, единство. They are created from the word один. Один, един, this is the same root which gives many of words of different kinds of speech, different parts of speech, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, because root, it is something stable, as it is clear, and from other languages, root, it is something which give energy for creating something more, like a seed from which we have a big tree. Then, here, for example, if it is written ую, if I use the verb to write, писать, then in the first person, in the first face, в первом лице, it will be ending ую, пишу. Why you, it is given also? Because some of the verbs, they have soft variant of pronunciation. I will give this example with the word рученька. We know рука, ручка, рученька. Then we will use now the verb to write, писать, then it is пишу, you, I пишу, you пишешь, he, she, it пишет, we пишем, you as plural, or as a polite form, пишете, they пишут, я пишу, ты пишешь, он, она пишет. Мы пишем, вы множественное число и вы вежливая форма, пишете, они пишут. And I will write now about myself. Я пишу. And that is why I will use my blackboard will be continued here. So I use the verb писать. It means to write. Stress here, and it means to write. Op. Yeah. So it could be the same. I will give this table to be so clear in my explanation. Единственное число. We know this, it is singular. Then первое лицо. No, второе лицо. And третье лицо. Second, third. Множественное число. Множественное число, plural. And I want to use the form with the pronoun я. And it will be пишу. Oh, la. I must be attentive. Пишу. If we have the mistake, we are to provide this action and write once more to be clear. Пишу. Пишу. And as I said, this case, which I like. It's my own title of this case. Creating. But we can find out how to call it as linguistics wants us to use the terms. Творительный падеж. Instrumental case. So it is instrumental case. But if we have the parallel with the Russian language, it means that we are to create something by means of this idea. And if I write this phrase with 3 words, я пишу ручкой, it means that I provide something by means of this subject. Object, yes? And it is the same idea if I say, for example, that it is closed. If I open, it means in Russian could be translated я открываю рукой. I open with my hand. And if I write, I will write it a little bit later. Then, but let us read once more. Я пишу ручкой. Я открываю рукой. The ending is the same. Ой, and we have the main part of the word and рук. It is the root. And here, че and ka, they are the consonants which change each other. It is the rule. Then k, it is suffix. And the main part of the word is the basement, which is основа. No, basement, let it be. We use the word основа as basement. Which is stable, then we are to change the ending. And ending is the same, because in the first case, which is used in dictionary, ручка and рука, as I said, has the same ending a. And they are feminine gender, they are like a woman. Then the next variant I have used to show the word рученька, and if we listen attentively to what I mean, рученька, the basement рученьк is also as something we are not to change, and ой is the same as in these words. Рученька also has ending a, and it is like a woman. And here че is used to show the sound ch, as it is in the word ручка. But suffix еньк, it is the suffix which could be used in these cases when we want to show so warm, sweet attitude to something. For example, as I said, речка, реченька, river, and if I say реченька, it does not mean that реченька should be small. It could be strong, big river, but my attitude to this river is so warm that I want to call it реченька. If I want to say to somebody whose name is Masha, for example, Maria, it is the full name. If I say in a variant not so formal, it is Masha. Masha, I can call somebody in the classroom, for example, between pupils. But if I want to say that I want to inspire to feel that I have so sweet attitude to this pupil, for example, or to a woman, but so what? But it is important to understand that this suffix yank will show very warm and pleasant emotions. Mashenька. But as for my name, this suffix is not so natural to use, just tradition. Таненька, no, it's not a variant which we use in Russian, but if somebody wants to construct a word, a name with this suffix, it could be. If we listen to something in our mind that it is nice, and we understand if yank, it is warm attitude. Книга, the book. Книженька, G is changing to the J in the base. And yank, it is something like the book which we love so, how to say, with so I need more words. When it is more than respect. So, and as for inspiration, я вдохновляюсь рученькой. Ну, how to say it? I am inspired by, not by my pen. As I said, рученька. It could be used only as for a part of a body. I am inspired by рученька, for example, which gives the knowledge. And it is such an example, not so natural in life, but it is the idea of what I want to show as for спряжение. Because here, and as for this творительный creating case, because the idea of creation could be seen. If, for example, I write with a pen, I provide some action by means of this. If I open with my hand, I also provide the creation by means of my hand. It is creation. So if I open, it is action to create something from one position to another. So the movement from one состояние, how to say it in English? Ха-ха-ха. I know this word, but I don't remember it. Состояние. The act of creation consists of a transition